Today we have Hunkydory's Deluxe craft pads. I absolutely love these. They are a great value and you get so much. As a matter of fact, here is one of the cards that Heidi did. How pretty is that and how fun. So please, won't you come play with us? Well, as you can see, these Deluxe craft pads are titled Rose Quartz Dreams, Butterfly Blue, and Animal Kingdom. Now, each of them has, in fact, let me just do this. You will get in it a whole collection. You get one of each, so you're going to get the foiled toppers. You get 4 different ones. One is missing because I've pulled it out. You're going to get coordinating the foiled cardstock. You're going to get 4 of those. Then you're going to get 4 that are printed. Again, they're going to match perfectly. And you also get the inserts. So you're going to get those that will match also. So you get a bit of everything. And as I said, you're going to get 3 different collections this time. So let's get into it. And the first one is that card I just showed you, and it is out of the Butterfly Blue. And let's get into it. So here is our card. We'll get in closer so you can really see it. And what Heidi has done is she has used the foiled cardstock, how pretty, for the front of her card. And the measurements, by the way, for everything are down below. You'll see the cards that she's done. Just click on them. You'll see the directions over on the right side of your screen. So you can see how this fits right inside. This is our 5 by 6.5 inch card, but she chose to mat it. And she used the Lilacs in Bloom cardstock. As you can see that really pretty little border around the edge. And cleverly, she's put everything flush to the right. So you can see that white cardstock, her card base, on all 3 sides, but everything is flush to the right. So I think that's a really interesting look, and I think it works pretty well. Now, with this piece of the foiled cardstock, and that foiled part that you will see is, let's see if we can get that flashing for you. Yes, so it's this strip that runs vertically on this. Also, you can see the butterflies also have that blue foiling, really pretty. Now, what I thought was so interesting, and as you can see, is what she's done with the toppers. So the toppers are all of the pieces on the die cut sheet. So she has taken, this is the first one, this big oval, and you can see the flowers just on part of it. And she has placed that over on the right. Again, it's going to get cut off. But first, she's going to take the blue part of this. So there's 3 parts. There's the flowered one, the solid one, and then there's also this piece. This piece is going to be used later. So we're going to take this oval, and you see how she's wrapped it around those birds and the nest that was on the first sheet. Very clever, and it doesn't bother her. In fact, she really positioned it so you're going to chop some of that off. So that's going to be fine. Then going to take the one with the flowers, do the same thing. Let it kind of circle that artwork and let it get cut off too. Okay, I don't think we'd always think of doing that, and I think it's very, very clever. Now, the Happy New Home is one topper that you could use with love and best wishes. There's also good luck. You can use anything you want. Those have been foam taped. As you can see, they're going over the ovals. The good luck, she used 2 layers of foam tape to kind of lift that up. Then she used the pink sparkles, shimmer sparkles from Hunkydory to just add a bit more kind of sparkle, a little dimension to it. The bow is coming from the teal and aqua set. Now Heidi, in fact, because one of you asked, Heidi has given us her secret to making those beautiful bows so consistently, and really appreciate it. Her secret is the bow maker from Hunkydory. And as you requested, I did a product video just walking you through the steps, although they do come included with the bow maker. So if you've ever wondered how does she make those perfect bows, or how can anyone make perfect bows, that's the bow maker that's going to take care of it for you. It is also listed in the supplies. Now the inside of this card, she has taken the insert. Remember I said the inserts were in the card Deluxe craft pads, and you can see this. So she has placed glue along the inside of her card, positioned this right along the fold, not overlapping it, but just right there, pressed it down, turned it over, and trimmed the paper to fit. We call that covering a card, and it is just a super easy way to successfully do it every time. Now, in the beginning, you used the blue oval and the floral oval, but this piece wasn't used. Well, it is here on the inside. Once again, she is allowing it to go off the edge, and I think that's very clever. Then she's also let this little guy do the same thing, and then she's taken the butterfly down here, and they do connect and put a bow right in the middle of them. So everything is there, just really nice, and more of the sparkles are onto each of those toppers. So really pretty, and you do get that flash of blue all over. So that's the idea of the Deluxe craft pad, and she's done a good job of using all of the pieces. Let's go to our next card, which has kind of a surprise with it. And this is out of the Rose Quartz Dreams collection. And this card has a front panel. And isn't that fun? Now it's going to arrive flat. It is based on a 5 by 6.5 inch card. But when it is, well, you can see it will stand up on its own. But when it's standing, let me give you this, that center piece is going to be framed by that topper, okay? And you can see that this is using some glitter cardstock. So let me get this in for you. First, we'll start with the mechanism, this piece right here. Let me show you how that is made. Now, she used the pink glitter cardstock, which looks like this. So she used that to make this piece. And she cut a piece that is 11 inches by 5 inches. So 11 inches wide by 5 inches tall, okay? Then starting from the left, we're gonna do some scoring. So we're gonna score at 1 inch, at 2 inches, at 3.5, at 5, at 7.5, and at 10. Okay, so that's going to give us 2 lips. One of those will attach to the card. And we're going to accordion fold these. So we're going to start with a mountain fold, valley, mountain, valley, mountain, valley. You see that? Just going back and forth as we go up the incline. Now, Heidi suggested that she uses, and wanted you to know about it, the adorable score board. This is a Hunkydory product, and it's measured. It's got the inches at the top, and you can just simply place your cardstock there and use the bone folder that's right here and do your scoring and just go right along. And then the last end you can do it also. So that's a good tip on her part. Okay, so we've got this out of our pink cardstock. We're going to hold this separately for a moment. And what she did is she covered the front of her card with the champagne glitter cardstock. And I do need to tell you that the champagne is kind of a different, it's kind of a soft gold. It is in limited supply. So if it's something you're interested in, I just want you to know that. It will not be coming back in stock. So she's covered the whole card the same way that we did the inside of the previous card, doing our covering a card. And by the way, if you're not aware, we have what we call 101 videos. So we have a card making 101, scrapbooking, dazzles, all sorts of them. And that's where covering a card is also shown. So if you're interested, take a look. It's at the bottom of the home page where the webisodes are. Okay, back to our card. So we have this covered with the champagne. Then we're going to take extra sticky tape and attach it to that last panel. Remember how that was? And then we're going to remove the tape and position this. You know what? I just lied. You want to position this before you put the champagne on, okay? So position that on and attach it, then put the champagne on top of it, okay? You forgive me for that. Sorry, got ahead of myself for a moment. Okay, now the pieces that she's going to use to decorate her card, as I said, come from the rose quartz streams. And what she has used to begin with is it's not the foil cardstock, it's the printed cardstock. And I just want to show you where it goes, and you can see it's going to line up right there. So she's using this area, and it does fit inside that 5 by 6.5 inch card. So there you go. Then at the top and the bottom, she has gone with our thin line glitter dazzles, and you can see that there is one piece right there and another at the bottom. I can feel it. So there you go. Then she has taken this piece and centered it right there and just glued it flat, okay? Now, decorating all of these steps is going to be fun. And what she did for the back one is that she took that frame and she wanted to be sure to position it so that when the card is flat, this will frame that topper. So that's exactly what she did. Now, as you probably know, if you're familiar with Hunkydory, very often they give us 3 layers, and they did that on this one. So that outside frame is what she's used. We did not use the silver frame, so you can save that. Then the center one is right here, okay? Now, the Make Your Dreams Take Flight, that is also attached, just the bottom part of it, to this step. And again, it is just positioned so that it will show nicely when the card is flat. A little bow there, and that is out of our 1/8 inch ribbons. And so that bow is made there. She did add some pink jewel dazzles, just several places, just wherever that felt like fun. And there's a second bow at the top. So there you go, you've got 2 of them. And the dazzles are also on the swan. Now we're going to go to the next layer of her step. And she's got, especially for you, these 2 circles and a border. So the border, in fact, all of those come from this exact same sheet. You can see the border here. She simply attached it going along the bottom, and you can use the specialist glue, you can use the extra sticky tape, whatever you like. These 3 have been foam taped. Especially for you, you can see it there on my left. These little circles, there are several of them on the sheet, and those 2 are right there with some pink jewel dazzles. The very first one is also the other half of that border and that 3rd circle and another bow and the pink jewel dazzles. So all of those just finish that front really nice. This technique you can use with any of them because there's very often an oval presentation in the art, so that will work. The inside of her card, wow, look at that. I thought it was really fun. Let me show you that she brought black into it because that just becomes so striking. The Black Mary is what she has used. Now you could use black solid cardstock, you could use black suede. The Black Mary is in limited supply, so I just want you to know that. But how pretty is that? Then she also used the champagne, a little bit smaller. And there is another of the swans right here. The True Love has been foam taped. The Life is Beautiful and So Are You has been foam taped. I like how she wrapped this piece in the ribbon. That just does a really nice job. And more of those thin line dazzles, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. You know, they're tiny, but they really make such a nice statement. And more of the pink jewel dazzles along the corners. So just really a striking card, very fun to make, very fun to receive, I predict. Okay, we're going to go now to our next card. And this too has a bit of a surprise. And you can see it's right there. And isn't that pretty? Now this is a 5-inch square card. And you're going to, if you want to make it out of the black Miri, which is what she did, and you're going to cut a piece that is 10 inches long and 5 inches tall, score it directly in the middle, and you'll be scoring that at the 5-inch, and then also at the 2.5-inch, and that's because this is an easel card. Okay, so you need to have that extra piece. So what she has done is, in cutting her 10 by 5-inch piece, scoring it at 5 inches, then she took the front panel and scored that in half, just like so. You just want to make sure that it doesn't overlap the fold, that it comes just to it. Okay, now with this, in fact, let me give you a better view. Okay. That yellow that you're seeing on the back, that's just a code that we use when these are photographs, so we make sure they get to the proper product page. Okay, you're probably not seeing that black edge, so let me just put this on white so you can really see it. So that black has been used for the card, and then she has gone into the pieces of the Deluxe Craft Kit. And what she used to do the front of her card is this piece. Now this is one of the printed cardstocks, and as you can tell, she used this piece. And what she did is she cut one piece slightly smaller than her card, so it's going to be like 4 3/4, and then cut that in half. And she glued 1/2 to the top, 1/2 to the bottom, allowed the black edge to show, but she decided to do it into 2 pieces so that it wouldn't buckle when this is folded. So that's how she chose that. So that worked nicely. Now, for the toppers that she used, it's going to be the coordinating sheet. It looks like this. It's called Radiant Roses. And as you can tell, this is the piece that she is really focusing. Again, this is a 3-step frame. So we have this design, we have a black, and then we have the center. So what she did is she took the outside and matted it on a piece of the foiled cardstock. Okay, and it's this gray, very pretty, that she used. You can use this beautiful foiling on something else, but this is what she used. So she took the frame and matted on the frame, but did allow about 1/8 of an inch along the edges, and attached that, glued that to the front of her card, but the bottom of this to the bottom of the card. That's how we always phrase it. Now, when you take this square and pop it out, and you turn it on point, you get a diamond. That works with every square. And she's done a really nice job of letting that overlap the edges of her frame. And then this has been foam taped in place. And then she also used the ribbons to create that bow along with the bow maker. And this is the magenta and dark pink set of ribbons. So you can see that velvet one is in there, and by the way, that glitter doesn't rub off, so that's nice. Now everything is attached, or this piece is attached, as I said, the bottom of it to the bottom of the card. For the inside of her card, yes, I can bring that out, she went to the insert. Now we do talk about the inserts being to the inside of the cards, but truly, that isn't the only place you can use them. They work well on the front of the card too, so don't be misled by the title. But this is going to be cover the card with the insert and trim it to fit, and then the border from this piece It's just placed right there. And what I like about the inserts is they are a ghosted back image, and that lets everything else really pop. So the birthday wishes, that's on this same sheet. The lots of love is also right there. But what Heidi did is to let that angle. Now this is foam taped and this is foam taped, and let those angle to the side. She did elect to go with a black ribbon right down there. She turned that into a bow with a bow maker and knotted it in place. So this is our third card, working very nicely. Now we have one more set of the Deluxe Craft Pad, and that is the Animal Kingdom. So we've got very feminine, very masculine, and then it's kind of a good middle of the road with the butterflies. Now, this is what she has used, and this is her card. And I think this, well, I absolutely love elephants. I think they're quite wonderful. And yes, I had a stuffed elephant when I was a little girl, appropriately named Dumbo. And this is, I love the topic here, the theme is we will always be stronger together. And you can see that herd of elephants, and we know that they are very family oriented. So this is our regular 5 by 6.5 inch card. And Heidi has elected to use the ocean suede paper. Now, this has a really nice feel, and you can see how beautiful it is on the card front. So simply cover the card with that. Then she has taken, we'll go into that deluxe pad. She has taken the foiled cardstock, and using the left side of it, that'll be that's going to be important for a reason I'll show you in a minute. So she's taken that and trimmed it to size and glued it on the front of her card. So it's going to be this part of it. And again, you can see that foiling down below, and that will give you a good hint as to how that goes. Now, she has also taken the right side of that same paper, and she has used the frame. Bring this in. Okay, here's the sheet, and this sheet is called Wild at Heart. So you see the zebras, the giraffes, and the elephants. So this piece is going to get placed on the front of her card. And there you go, just works really nicely. The solid gold frame isn't used on the front of the card. The next one is foam taped around the card, around that topper. So you can see how that just is placed really nicely. So this is glued flat, but this is foam taped, okay? We will always be stronger together, that is foam taped right at the edge of the card. Let me show you that, so it's right there. Now, she has used some of the sparkles, and this is the gold and silver. And you can see that she's placed them around that frame and on either side of the greeting. The ribbon comes from the ivory ribbon set. And of course, she used the bow maker to make that and knotted it in place. Now, for the inside of her card, that's where she went to the insert. And there it is. And this is another place where you want to cover the card with the insert, but using the left side of the insert, okay? So it's just going to go right there. And then what she took is the right side of it and used that center frame. Remember, we had the gold frame that we didn't use? That is going to get framed and placed and glued right around this piece over on the right side of the insert. Then that's going to get foam taped inside her card. And I love the look that it gives both on the inside of the card and the front of her card, where you kind of see the herd around them, but then you also have a focus on the center elephant, and that's nice. Now this has also some dazzles, of course, the tiny words and phrases. You can see the with love down there, and the heart that comes from the sticker collection. And you can see those beautiful frames of borders down there and at the top. And that comes from our 96 fancy border dies. You get them in black, white, gold, and silver. You can see how beautiful that gold is. Another ivory bow just zotted right there. And that finishes our collection. So you can see there's just a lot that you can do with Animal Kingdom, with Rose Quartz Dreams, or with Butterfly Blue. And as I said, I think these are such a treat. Hunkydory started doing these, I think, last year, and they've just been a favorite with our customers, and that's nice. So that's what we have for today, those 3 deluxe craft pads. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank Heidi for making some very fun and clever projects. If you are watching us on YouTube, you know the drill. Head on over to paperwishes.com. But before you go, please like us, please subscribe, and then come on over. You can take advantage of the Money Saver. It's on the right side of your screen. You might as well get somewhat of a discount. And you can always leave comments. We'd love to know what you think, especially if you've tried the craft pads. I think they're just really wonderful. And I want to thank you for joining us, and we will see you again next time. Happy creating.